Hola, whizzy wizards, and welcome back to the Pursuit of Happiness with me, Pigtail Girl, your friend and fellow wizard. Here I am in my bedroom, pretending I'm on an exotic beach today. I'm traveling, so excuse me, this is really my like homeschool mum look. Um, Excuse the sound quality because I don't have my mic out. Everything is packed in bags and I'm just like on the road right now, relocating. But as there's so much going on, I really had to get online to talk to you guys about what's going to be happening from now towards the end of this year. And I believe some massive shift, and I've spoken about this already. So I said, I think in June or July, I was doing a tarot reading for the collective, and I talked about this sense of a victory and something amazing coming in. And now when I get told imminent, it means it's in the process of. So it doesn't mean you immediately see it, but these shifts that are going on right now to get us from the false deceptive reality matrix that we've been living in for thousands of years into this new proper matrix where all of the deception finally is removed and we begin to live in truth and know the truth. Once all the dogma and the deception is removed, we will know our power finally and become the wizards. But this changing from the old guard to the new guard, it's imminent, but it takes time. It's always happening, so it's already occurring. The is in motion. The steps have to be taken though, one by one, and over time we have to have the correct timeline edits and reboots that we need to get us where we're going. Well, the reboots you don't need so much. They're really there to save your bacon, but the edits within our timeline that get us to that place where we want to be on the sustainable timeline. That's no longer being, threatened with imminent destruction all of the time, which is where we've been since they invented very large weapons that can do a lot of damage to this planet. And yes, nuclear weapons do exist and they are a thing. And if you're lost in the flat earth nonsense right now, well, don't know what to tell you. You won't really know what's going on this planet. But my great uncle was one of the men who actually worked on the creation of the first atom bomb. He's quite famous. So in my own family, I had people who worked on those projects, building those things. So I do know quite a lot about it. His name was Sir Rudolph Pearls. If you want to look him up, that was my great uncle Rudy. The Manhattan Project, he was part of that. But anyway, I go on a tangent. What's coming in is a shift. And on a tarot channel that I follow called the White Feather Tarot, these are personal readings, but they keep coming up with something. And she's saying, oh, this looks global, which is some arrests of parasitical people who are in positions of power, who've been there for a very long time, who you thought you couldn't remove. And perhaps in the past you'd failed, but suddenly they're going to be removed. And she mentioned the truth coming out. And I was just shocked and stunned with these readings that I've been getting on her channel, because that's the exact messages that I have been getting. And I'm sometimes a bit shy to put out messages because I never want to be like bringing people hopium or false hope or false messages about stuff that's just never going to happen or isn't true. I'm very anti-deception because deception is the tool of the Elohim, Anunnaki, negative reptilians. We call them the Vol Shaddai, the Vol being the dark energy that's here, that's the source of all evil, that infects people and uses them like a parasite as a host to then act out what it wants to get the food it needs it needs the loosh, the soul energy, and to feed it. And the minion's job is really to feed the energy from our souls and our emotions into that DMA vol that they worship or work for, because they are infected by it. It's like a parasitical hive mind that serves this DMA. It's like the polar opposite of, people serving the light. When you're filled with light and you're serving the light and you're living in service to others. Well, this is like the opposite of that energy. You might call it antichrist energy, if that's your terminology, you understand, because it's literally going against all that's good. And that's that vol energy that infects people, like the Wetiko virus is another name you may have heard it called. But this is a real living force, and this force was in these ETs that came here 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 years ago, called the Anunnaki, also known as the Elohim. And they gave us all of their false stories, their false dogma. That's why I'm always trying to tell people to get rid of any delusions and any dogma that they hold, because all of that is coming from the Elohim. And the Elohim's got one job, and that's to take your power away from you, to stop you knowing truth, to keep you stuck in a false matrix of deceptions and lies, of stories that are untrue, and to lock you from your power. So you can see, like, if you think of it like an onion, there's the dog, you're in the center, there's the dogma, and there's your power outside of the deception. And the point of the deception and the dogma is to keep you getting blocked. You know, you're getting into all these silly rabbit holes and cults and religions, and then you get stuck there. And unless that story you're listening to is telling you how you're a co-creative wizard, how you are powerful, how it's up to you to make your future and your reality as you wish it to be, then it's keeping you from your power to act or be active or be productive and to co-create the reality you want to live in. Because when you give people stories upon stories of this prophecy, that prophecy, oh, this is how the end times look, or this is how it goes, or this prophet said this is it, and then you believe it, or you're waiting for someone to come back in the future to save you. It's all about stopping you taking action and getting to your power. You know, the Christianity is all about, you have to go through Jesus all is possible. But that's bullshit. You don't have, that's the dogma. That's you stopping your power. Your power is outside of the dogma, because you don't need to go through anyone. And you don't need to ask permission to claim your power and to make things possible through yourself. And you have direct connection to the creator. And I would doubt, if Jesus was a real person and what I believe about him as a person to be true, that he would never have even said those things. That would have been the Romans turning this phenomenon into their story and religion that they then sold to you. I mean, think who started, you know, the Roman Catholic Church. I mean, it tells you quite a lot right there. So all of these deceptions we've lived in for thousands of years are going to start crumbling. This is what I feel. And this incoming proper matrix and proper timeline that is emerging, this is the shift everyone is picking up on right now. And I am getting DMs and messages, and it's flooding social media. It's appearing in my pick-a-pile tarot readings. It's in my downloads and my telepathic communications. And this is one of the reasons I'm traveling right now, because I've had to live the life of a nomad due to my life purpose. It's connected to my life purpose. And where I'm going now, I've been told, is definitely a part of my life purpose, and something is waiting for me there. And it seems to be coinciding with this new energy that seems to be imminently arriving in 2024, seeing the full breadth of it into 2025, where we're going to start really seeing the full breadth of the change beginning to be revealed. And I do believe it's going to be a time where the truth is revealed to us in dribs and drabs. And that truth is obviously going to be about what really happened, what are really all these stories we've been told, what is false, what's the truth, and what's been going on around here for the past 5,000 to 7,000 years, because humanity was here much longer than that time period, the Abrahamic time period, which is his story that we are given. And all around the world, around those same times, there were all these stories of an invading warlord group of aliens. I mean, they tried to do some good propaganda and make you think they were the good guys and make you think they were here, they made you. All of that is nonsense. I've covered that in other stories. They're deceptive, vol-infested beings who lie. So what they do is they hijack the truth. So they hid all of the truth of our true creation story, which was being helped along on the evolutionary path by the decent and ethical star ancestors who we share DNA with. And this DNA sharing is why people think they are star seeds, because your soul doesn't really come from another planet, but your body has the DNA memory of all of the alien life that you share the DNA with within you. So DNA memory is real. So you can tap into your DNA memory and believe that you have connections to these other planets or that you were there. But it's more than likely that you're a human soul from this earth, because each planet is a place where the souls are born. They come in, they grow, they evolve. We're quite a young planet. We have quite young souls. They come down through the sun. We're all made of the stardust through the sun. The light is holding everything. We come through, we grow, we evolve, and we're usually coming in linked to our planet. We're not flooding in from other worlds. But again, the starseed story, it's partially right, but it's not the full story, because it's, you are here now, you were humans, you were born here, and you came through the human lineage on this planet. But there are star ancestors here, and there are ETs here, but you are helping them. And yes, you do have their DNA within you. And so in a way, you are star seeded, because you're seeded from the stars, and you have the ET DNA in your system to tap into the genetic memory. And then obviously, if you're not connecting much to the earth, which is very easy to not connect here because it's full of trauma, you'll then start going into daydreams about the memories that you can activate, you know, in your DNA memory, and then start to make stories upon that, which is what humans do, because we're quite young and naive, and we've been living in a matrix of ongoing deception and delusion for thousands of years. It's very hard for humans at this point to gain clarity and gain truth, which is why in the Way of the Wizard that I do on Gnostic TV, I'm really hard on people, trying to get them to be super honest with themselves. It's not up to me to tell you where you're delusional, where your false thoughts are. It's really up to you to go inward and learn to find that out for yourself. And how you do that is by just demanding the truth over and over again, and just letting go of all dogma, all beliefs, and having no hold, letting it have no hold over you. Right. And certainly don't let it take away your power. As an example, if you believe you're a starseed and you're just sitting around dreaming of this other planet that you had, if you're not really claiming your human existence and your human power, you are not really in your power. You're just a lost soul with a dodgy base chakra who hasn't fully connected to the earth in this lifetime. And that means you're out balance. That means you're not accessing your true power. So every time you get stuck in false stories about self, one, it can be coming from an imbalance in your system anyway. Two, it can be coming from trauma. And three, it's taking you out of your power, because your power is behind all the deception, all the delusions, all the false stories you tell yourself about how you need to wait for this to happen or that to happen, or this person to do this, or that you need this being to help you. You need to call on, you know, Jesus to make things all possible, or Buddha to make your dreams come true, whatever. That's not your power. That's you asking like a child to be given something from someone else. And that is the exact Elohim frequency that came in, that we've been under for thousands of years, and that's now collapsing. This is what's imminent. And why it's collapsing. One, because the Warriors of Light reclaimed the proper matrix 2 years ago. We did that work here, all the Warriors of Light. And two, yeah, because we didn't wait, we acted. This is what I mean. We came together and we did something that's changing reality. See, you see the difference, waiting for Jesus, changing reality, because the imminent change coming in is because Warriors of Light have done the work. Had we not done the work, these imminent changes would not be coming in. And in fact, we'd be facing a different story right now. So the deceptive forces really don't want you breaking out of your bubble. They want to keep you in your bubble. They don't want you accessing the free. It's like, you know how you free energy, right? Free energy for all. You can tap into it yourself. You don't need to be connected to a grid or go through a middleman to get it or pay money, right? Free energy. That's you in your power. Now, the deceptive thing is the power grid, right? You've got to pay. You've got to plug in. You're giving away your power. You don't get the free power directly from source. You've got to plug in and get your power through another system, through a man, a woman, a company, and they can cut you off your power or give you your power, like punishment and reward. Did you pay or you didn't pay? This is so symbolic of how life is here. The free energy, that's your power. And it's like, I see people say stuff like, oh, you questioned that, you better repent now. How dare you question something in the Bible? Repent. And again, this is all delusion. Creators does not ask you to repent. Creator just lets you go about your business, learn your lessons, and is really not judging you, doesn't turn its back, doesn't punish you directly. You're punishing yourself here. Everyone's punishing themselves by the choices they make and the actions they take. All of these dogmatic views of the creator and having to go through something to get there is all nonsense. The creator, I've been in the oneness so many times, and I'm certainly not attaching to any dogma when I'm doing it. I've felt the divine. I've been there, done that, felt it. I know what's there because I've had those experiences of melting into oneness and being in the void and many, many times. So I know what I've experienced out there. Certainly wasn't like some mean man telling me to repent because I dared question some line in some book. So this is all the little bubbles, and we cling to our bubbles. We're cozy in our little bubbles. We don't even want to be taken out of our bubble. We fight to stay in it. And this is the genius of the Vol Shaddai and their systems, is they are ancient compared to us and very old souls, and they know how to control and manipulate other beings because they've had so much practice at it. And they have a tutor, this guidance of this dark energy, this Vol DMA energy. It has dark sorcerers that work for it. Probably some of the demons and all these things that we perceive and we give names to is all the minions that work for this Vol energy. Those negative reptilians being one of that group. And of course, the earth minions who serve the Vol Shaddai as the kings, the priesthoods, the gatekeepers. All of the kings, all of the royal families have the story of having to have the DNA lineage of the gods, who weren't gods. It was those aliens, and they were, because they were hybrids. They were hybrids because this group turned up, put a little bit extra of their DNA in certain beings so they could become the kings and the queens. They could control them. They knew they could be infected by Vol and that they could be controlled to become spread the war, spread the violence, spread the separation, change everything on this planet so it would be completely different and allow this infestation of this parasitical energy to take hold amongst the humans and amongst this entire planet. So they're very, very clever. They're very, very crafty. They're very, very old, been around the block a few times. They know exactly how to build systems so smart that you will fight to be kept in your box away from your power. You'll be so scared to look outside your bubble. You won't dare do it. And perhaps your mum or your grandma or your dad that you loved so much taught you all your dogma, all your religious beliefs. So it's also emotionally connected to your lovely mother or your lovely grandmother or someone you really admired or respected. So of course you're now associating it to them rather than the Vol Shaddai, the Elohim, the Anunnaki. So this imminent incoming energy is all linked to this. It's all linked to this proper matrix return, the ongoing battle between the star ancestors that's still there with this Vol Shaddai. And I think it's going to climax, and the Vol Shaddai are finally going to leave here because they're not going to be able to get any more of that power that they need to survive and sustain their power and themselves. And once they're gone, it's going to be much easier to then arrest people for crimes because they won't have that energy backing them up behind them. So this is what I'm seeing coming in. This is what I'm very excited about. And my personal journey is directly linked to whatever is going on. I'm being guided to go and relocate and go and sit somewhere else where I'm told it will become apparent what I'm supposed to do next from there. Because someone in their power, they're on their mission. When you're in your power, you're active. So that means the higher forces can actually use you to do things that need to get done. So I'm one of those people that I get used to do things that need to get done. And I know that I'm going to get used to do things that need to get done once again, once I get to Isle of Man, which is where we're going to be settling next, and work with the little people, see the little people. So my dears, if you're sensing something big coming in, this is it. The false matrix really is crumbling, and this new frequency has built so far that it's going to be anchoring, I believe, this new possible sustainable timeline in for us, and that we're going to see this battle finally coming to its end, 2004 into 2005. This is what I'm seeing. This is what Oh, so many people are seeing it in their own way. You know, they don't all speak like me about this stuff. You know, to them, it might be astrology. Maybe they think it's the fifth dimension. Maybe they think it's the eclipse energy. Maybe they think it's something to do with Donald Trump, you know, the white hats, whoever it is, whatever way they're seeing it. But they keep saying the same things. That's what I'm interested in, the energy of what they're expressing. And it's this imminent change, a collapsing of one reality and the emerging of a new one that's better for all of us, except for the minions. So, my darlings, I hope the sound quality comes out well on this. I will love you and leave you, and I will see you on the next episode when I get a chance of the pursuit of happiness. One love.